Welcome everyone to week 4 of Unified Collegiate League 2024 Fall Valorant Premiere. We're playing Valorant. It's college time. It's in the fall. That's all I guess you need to know. My
Yeah.
name is Mechatronic. I'm here with Time to Light for our 4th week.
I gotta say, 4 weeks in, we've seen a couple double headers for teams, and it doesn't seem like they're too hindered by it. One of those
No.
teams, by the way, is playing today, and they've nearly gone unblemished through 4.5 weeks, I guess. Harrisburg, scary team. Harrisburg coming into things 4-1. You can see it here, but Mount St. Mary's on the other side, 0-4. That not the greatest of starts to their
Yeah.
season.
So we have tonight, as you so eloquently mentioned, that important match. But before we get too deep into that, I want to bring up the rest of the week because tonight is Thursday. If you go back to yesterday, we were here for League of Legends. We're here on Monday for Overwatch 2 and Tuesday for Rocket League. And even tomorrow, we will be here for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So if you want to get your collegiate esports fix, we're live 5 days a week right here. Same time, same place, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. You won't be able to see our beautiful faces every day of the week, unless you're here on Wednesday. Then you get to see mine. But other than that, let's get into this match a little bit more because I'm excited, man. This is one of those matches where you can there's a David Goliath kind of situation here.
Yeah, I unfortunately feel like that's one of those wild understatements that will still prove to be only slightly true. Where you're looking at this, I mean, we saw the screen. It said 4-1 for Harrisburg and 0-4 for Mount St.
Well,
Mary's. I'm not
so
going to beat a
can
dead horse in
we?
our pre-show,
I
but
want to clarify this because the
oh,
Harrisburg loss is to the number 1 seed Columbia College
yeah,
last week.
exactly.
That was our game on stream, right? So it's not like Harrisburg University, the Harrisburg Storm, right, are that far behind the first place mark. They dropped one map on this first place mark.
Yeah, and they're going into a game against the last place team where they will probably seem a little bit more than confident. That's my main concern. They're coming off of a week where they played an extremely formidable Columbia College roster. They took it basically as far as they could. Again, against Columbia College, they're kind of nationally ranked in Valorant, so it doesn't make it all that much more fair. But now you're playing Mount St. Mary's, so I don't know how this is going to go.
You want to hear some interesting statistics?
I would love to.
The round differential for both teams is roughly 70. It's 70
One's
for
plus.
Harrisburg University, and it is negative 65 for Mount St. Mary's. That's not a huge thing of how this should go, but that should give you a pretty good idea of what we're looking for tonight. I think if you're a Harrisburg fan, if you're an HU Storm fan, if it isn't a 2-0, you're probably not that
What are you
happy.
doing? If it isn't a 2-0, what are you doing? Uh, we don't want to be
I,
the Debbie
well,
Downers of,
and
oh, Mount St. Mary's isn't going to
can,
win a game, but
yeah. Let's put this on the other side. If you're Mount St. Mary's and you bring the Storm to like 13-11 on both maps, or if you win a map, you're ecstatic tonight.
oh yeah,
Like
and it's
this
not
is a
even close.
nationally ranked Valorant team who has only been beaten by Columbia College, who did very well last year. Like there is a lot of hope, right? If you can do to this same degree what they're doing to you.
Yeah, and you're coming into this game expecting a 2-0. You are working with lower expectations because you're playing up against Harrisburg and they're 4-1, you're 0-4. It's kind of like walking into the MLB and saying, "Hey, Chicago White Sox, go beat the Dodgers." It's not going to happen on a consistent basis, but hey, things do happen. That's why a MLB
For sure.
season is 162 games long. We'll see if that's the case here today. As we move into bind of our first map, I will say Mount St. Mary starting on the defensive side is probably helpful for them. It's a little bit easier to warm up on the defense against a arguably better team, but it's also a lot easier to snowball on the attack than it is in the defense.
Sorry, I had to just go check because I thought the White Sox did beat the Dodgers this year, and I was slightly concerned. Um,
It could
yeah, so
happen. I mean, they
it
beat
could
the
happen.
Red Sox, much to my dismay. But
Um, yeah, you mentioned we're on bind right here. This is the Mount St. Mary pick. We will go to Sunset for map 2 and Abyss if needed on map 3.
do like Abyss as a map 3, but
I
the
do like
fact that
Abyss.
Sunset's map 2, I'm going to say it right now. If Mount St. Mary's do not win bind, they will not see Abyss because Sunset is a very heavy gunplay and coordination favored map. And I mean, from what I watched, the 25 minutes of the VOD from last week, plus I've seen Columbia College, so I know how teams of that caliber play. I feel like it's going to be favored towards Harrisburg if it wouldn't be already.
Shadow was really good last week, and so was Ian was really good. Actually, most of the team was really good, but Shadow and Huso and Ian were just incredible last week, and I expect to kind of see that performance continue here tonight. It's on the Harrisburg side. In case you're unsure about the player names for right now, this is Shadow in front of us. I know it says
Woodass,
but it is Shadow. I swear. I think people should stop naming themselves like this. By the way,
like backwards, like Cutler, Redluck,
Ethan. In the
true.
the Counter-Strike days, who changed it for what it's worth.
Good for him.
He gets it. Man of the people.
I'll cover some agent statistics in a second, but TLDR, apart from Brimstone for Harrisburg, it's not abnormal. Even with the Brimstone, actually, it's fairly normal with the double controller pick. Prowler actually finds out that trap and insta-finds the opening kill. The problem is, you find that opening kill and you give up Spike Plant because Wingman's there. Decent flank already set up with 3 players inside of Showers, and you've still got backside control, but as soon as you lose out your sight, you're probably losing out in this round. How successful can Wraith be walking into 2, if not 3? Decent flash, almost finds a second, but Huso will shut them down. Vision for both sides, but they don't know about the Gecko in the cubby. They don't get it cleared either. Looking to shut down their counterpart. They'll find 1, make it 2. No, they won't find 3. Huso finds a double of their own. But Harrisburg's pistol, it does not go off without a hitch, but it still goes off in their favor.
Ian having the trigger discipline to just sit there for a second, and even when you peek out and you see that Brimstone, just go in the little extra bit there to try and make sure you get the Gecko, make sure you get snaps on the defusal, able to get one more after that. Huso grabs the last one. Really good pistol round, like at the end, especially to clutch into that.
I like a very good back and forth pistol round. TLDR on the agent selection, by the way. Harrisburg University has the most commonly picked agent selection in the last 90 days across all levels of competition that are recorded by the Spike GG. It's about 13.99% of the time, and all 5 of their agents are in the top 5 of individually selected agents. 75 for Raze, 63 Brim, 55 Viper, 50 for Sky. Actually, not all 5. Fade is the one that's outside. She's 7th at 27, but Gecko's 45.
Here. That was a lot of numbers.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Those are all percentages, by the way. That's the
I thought someone was picked 66.2% of the time. I was trying to figure out how we could get a 0.2 pick.
I don't know.
It's like half a tackle in football.
Grenade.
All right, it's going to be a little bit of an A take here. There's 3 towards Shower, 2 towards Main. Hecky is on the flank here. Just a classic, though. May not be able to do a huge amount here for Huso. Ian's going to get tapped on quick from this classic. Another shot from Snaps. IJ's Huso, both getting kills. And Hecky comes forward, but can't get anything onto Huso. 2 for each of the H members on Harrisburg. Jeffy closing it out.
I do have to say, a little concerning if you're Harrisburg University there. Wingman gets killed from bench. You should have known that bench was occupied, and yet nobody immediately clears that. You end up walking out, and 2 players die from that position. Sure, the second one was also being shot from a different position. It was just an errant headshot. But still, a 2-for-1 trade against a person with a classic in a position that you know was occupied. That's some of the more intricate natures of this game where that'll cost you a win against a team like Columbia College. In this case, it doesn't cost them a win against a very ecoed Mount St. Mary's, but if Mount St. Mary's has guns there, we're in a completely different conversation. And different round count, more important. Also, great lineup.
Really good lineup. Pushing Insta back instantaneously.
I see what he did there.
Right there. All right, so I've got a question for you. I posed this to Crow last week. When he was here. Huso, player that was sitting in front of us right there, that Raze. You notice how every Harrisburg University player other than Huso and Shadow have HU in front of their name. So does Huso actually have HU in front of his name and the name is just
There. Monster on the loose.
No,
or would it be
capital
Huso?
HU. No, it'd be capital HU. It's just capital H, lowercase u. So, slight difference. Also, they know Insta's here again, so they should clear this. Dizzy's up, fake with the fade, and you basically got the fight. That should be just about the round. Heiki goes for 1, but that's all she wrote. And
Snaps is shooting in the right place.
Yeah, I mean, you got the information, but you can only do so much guesswork. And in a
Spike
4 versus
planted.
3 spike planted and no site control, I would not be surprised, nor would I blame them if Mount St. Mary's saves.
No, this seems like it could be a good save angle. I don't know if you save with just 3 alive here, though. Not because of 3 alive, but you may try and see if you can get a pick or two. There's still enough time left over. Dizzy flashing here is going to be really brutal for that. They know someone's on bench. They just haven't been able to clear Uso yet. And once it's a 3-on-2 like that, it becomes really difficult to deal with. Uso's got a third. Wraith is trying to even this. There's not enough time left.
Nope. Hey, you've done damage. I mean, you go from a, 4 versus 3 to a 2 versus 1. You take away 2 guns on their side. Problem is, you still lose the round, and you lose your own guns. That's the main reason why I said I'd rather see them save. Because with the fact they've already lost 2 rounds, and they would have now lost a third. Watch the money for Wraith here. That's what I want you to look at. It was a lot higher than it is now, but after you rebuy shields, it would have been enough. If 3 players saved, they would have had enough to buy most rifles for the team, because they would have still saved over 3.
Look at it this way. The Harrisburg side is able to buy regardless.
Yeah.
Look, they have the correct amount of money. If they saved 2 more weapons, it would have been nice for their eco, but not the end of the world. The Mount St. Mary's side could have really used 2 more rifles.
That's why I said I wouldn't be surprised if they saved very early in that retake. Quick rush.
Ooh.
Good Dizzy to return. Pecky gets the opening, but with only a Stinger, you don't want to put too much out of position to try and get that gun. And yet, here we are, Brimstone doing exactly that. Mount St. Mary's have an untraded opening pick. That's a good start.
I mean, that's the exact start you want. You want to make it a little bit more difficult for the attackers to try and get on a single of these sites. Looks like they're kind of just determining where to go. There's the neural theft used from Mount St. Mary's. They've got an idea. The problem is it's split even. It's 2-2.
They really haven't made a decision yet. That's a great smoke to basically force them to shut it down entirely. You don't want to jump through that and land, because landing inaccuracy. And you don't want to walk through it because you get gray screened while your feet are sticking out. That's a problem. Long story short, Mount St. Mary's are perfectly set up here. They've got 3 players on A. They've still got 2 on B. Yeah, Harrisburg now has a player advantage, technically, on A specifically. But you're winning this game, winning this round at least, if you're Mount St. Mary's for the time being.
30 seconds left.
This Stinger may have to do a lot here. It's the only one guarding showers the same way. Wingman comes through. Fade comes through. Hijinks comes through, grabs a kill. Ian with another one onto Insta. Jeffy should have just been heard by Snap. Will get swung out on, but Jeffy will grab the kill. Wraith is the last one alive, sitting in showers in a 1v3. We've seen this story from Wraith before. He got it down to a 2-on-1, but I think this is a save call early.
Should be. There are a few things that have been seen as directly textbook for Harrisburg University thus far. It's been a very nitpicky game, at least from my perspective. But that post-loss of an opening pick was near perfect. You just absolutely slow things down, realize you're playing a man down, and then understand where have they been playing before. The number 1 position that Mount St. Mary's has been occupying before this round was bench. It was occupied in all 3 of the opening rounds. So, naturally, clear bench. And you don't just do it with a Prowler. You don't just do it with Wingman. You combine the 2. Prowler gets shot, whatever. Wingman then gets shot at the same time, but doesn't get killed because Prowler was previously occupied. And thus, you get a stunned out and confused opening duel in your favor. Immediately, you've got the player advantage on that site now by 2. You turn it into a complete swarm of the site, and you only lose 1 player at the end of things. That was textbook from Harrisburg University after losing that opening.
Yeah, I mean, they're just able to come back in the round. It's really good. We'll see Mount St. Mary's here just try. I think they're buying in. They are buying in here. Can they do something with these weapons, though? This is the question, right? They've gotten early picks. They haven't been able to get much past that. Huso's going to go for the same early pick he was in before. Get pointed out this time. No one's died early. That's a big win for Harrisburg University. They've given up a lot of opening kills.
Jeffy with the opening pick over towards B. Now, they almost had the C's paint shell combination. That's usually what you see is opening bits of utility towards mid or maybe towards B, depending on the team. You'll see that a lot on Haven, but here does not land. Good spatial awareness from the Brimstone, realizing, wait, I was just seen by a Prowler. I need to get the heck out of Dodge. So they did.
Brimstone just walks away there, but it's a good information to know. They know there's at least one player here.
Face your fear!
And there's the Fate ultimate going through. It's going to catch at least 2 or 3 of them. Prowler will go and catch 1, but nothing has really been gained from this other than some knowledge that there are players. Acreos comes from behind, and it doesn't matter because Ion's over on the B site. Spike goes down without a hitch.
So you throw the Nightfall, and then you realize that B-Long was still occupied, so you wait for the teleporter from Showers, and as soon as that teleporter comes through, not only do you kill the Showers player who had rotated, you also take the site because no one's there anymore. You heard the teleporter, and it's the greatest play because Mount St. Mary's had no idea whether or not it was a fake. As soon as you throw that Nightfall, it's a deafening effect, meaning you can't hear if people are running towards you, away from you, or running at all, and it was perfectly executed. Combine that, more importantly, with the kills off the back of it, the one towards Showers, and play a player advantage. Surprisingly, if Harrisburg University has a 3 versus 0 on the B site, they're going to get the plant down. I know, shocking everybody.
Spike will go off here. These rounds haven't been really like 4 alive, 5 alive. It's been a lot of these like 2 or 3 alive at the end of the rounds. Harrisburg economy has taken a little bit to get itself together, but I think it's there at this point.
Problem is they're finally getting it together, and it's into the second part of the half anyway, where Mount St. Mary's is going to be able to buy every other round. I wouldn't be surprised if Mount St. Mary's go into this round thinking, well, we've got nothing to lose. We're playing behind. They have all the money in the world. Let's just rush something.
Yeah, I was going to say, a Psycho Shower push here feels really good.
Problem is no one's there. They do.
Yeah, there's no one there.
No one's there. Oh, and they're doing the same thing B-Long, too. Uh-oh.
Yeah, just Psycho pushes everywhere. Huso's got a lot taken care of. Paint Shells will take care of the rest.
One's B.
No, but they moved everyone to A. Every single player is on A for Mount St. Mary's. They're going to do a full retake together. Spike will go down for Shadow, and it's a 4v5 hold here. Harrisburg trying to see if they can keep this site to themselves.
Good news, people got out without being traded. Bad news, you left the site unattended. Somebody said protect this house, and Under Armour didn't listen. So they will use Thrash, at least use it for some information. But they don't get the Roomba all the way down the Showers hallway. And watch this, Hijinks walking from behind has the orbital strike to slow things down and disallow a spike defuse, and no one's shown their head. One already from behind, maybe a second. Shadow does miss their opportunity, but it really isn't going to matter. Jeffy goes for 2, Hanky Shore gets 1, but it's not going to turn into anything more than just a single digits. Harrisburg with 6 in a row, and the player disadvantage on a post plant again works in their favor.
There was a moment there where I saw every single Mount St. Mary player coming up through defender spawn, and I really thought about the orbital strike there for Harrisburg University. You just chuck it right on that little elbow there, and you delete 4 players.
Imagine
there was
the
a chance. I saw the play in my eyes. In the future. That didn't happen.
So they put 3 over towards B, this time giving themselves a get out of jail free, and oh no, you walk into that. How in the world does Jeffy not even find 1? Sure, they do some damage to 2. Luckily, the Rays get some of that decay back, but this will just be a rush in towards A, and Showers is the only part of this defended. Wingman should be able to plant unuprighted. And another 4 versus 5?
Another 4 versus 5, another concerted retake effort, right? They are all Showers. They now have 2 coming around towards a main. But look at where Harrisburg is like concentrated here. They're concentrated to look for a main and to protect on a main. And they've got 1 person sitting in heaven to make sure the flank is good, make sure Shower's good. Hijinks got the first one onto Insta. Wingman's going to try and see about finding anyone else. Snap's going to take this duel against Hijinks, but it won't go very far. But Hecty from Showers has done a lot of work here.
My buddy's defusing.
Oh, Shadow.
Wow. Shadow is low, too.
8 HP on Shadow. Incredible scenes.
I mean, good spatial awareness from Shadow. So, if you're a Gecko there, and you're in the 1 versus 1, you're thinking, let me make sure Wingman gets to the spike, and then I'll worry about getting to the fight. So you throw down Wingman, and it's not like Wingman's quiet, but at the same time, he's not stomping around like a herd of elephants. Shadow hears Wingman and is thinking, wait, before Wingman even taps the spike, and before the Gecko is really into protect the Wingman mode, just swing. You're not expecting an immediate swing before anybody, if anything, has tapped the spike, so just swing. And sometimes it's swing or be swung. In that case,
On the loose.
Oh, look at the thrash used early. Jeffy's going to get 2.
It didn't even go off.
No, it didn't. It was a distraction. It was just a flash. It was a really
It's a very
expensive
flash.
flashbang.
Yeah. Simple who? What? Thrash.exe, I suppose, is a better alternative. And Hijinks is back in elbow again, and with another smoke in front of him.
One
Yeah,
enemy
This round's
this is-
over. And what? He got it through the smoke. What is this? Okay, bro. Whatever.
Thrash
Yeah.
isn't done with you.
So the Storm have awoken a little bit. I would consider us now into tropical storm territory.
But Mount St. Mary's isn't in Florida. How are they getting hit so hard? Soon.
I think it was a little too soon, man. You give it another week and we would have been fine, but I think it was a little too soon.
My grandma made jokes about it. She lives just south of Tampa, so.
Okay, so then you're
I'm
fine.
allowed
You're
to
fine.
Yeah, I'm
You're fine.
I'm allowed to make jokes. About
You're allowed to make jokes about it.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go now. Sitting 8 up for Harrisburg University. They've done it through, well, losing at the beginning of the round, winning at the beginning of the round, losing at the end of the round, into winning at the end of the round. They haven't stopped winning at the end of the round here. And Mount St. Mary's just feel like they've got the beginning of the round down. They're getting a lot of these opening picks. They just can't finish it off.
Also, unaccompanied individuals who are just going either direction. We're seeing this B-long, we're seeing it shower sometimes. The more and more you give over those individual fights, the more variance you introduce. It's like getting pocket aces in poker and running it like 17 times. Yeah, you're going to win more often than not, but when you're playing up against like, I don't know, Jack 10
Well, it's
suited,
not ready.
for all you poker fans, you're going to lose a fair few of those. So you don't want to introduce more and more variance because it allows a team like Mount St. Mary's. I mean, you don't have to win every fight, but if you win a fair few, that's nice. Again, great lineup. Clears
Big monster.
all of gardens. And that's the entirety of B now taken. They don't have anything inside of Hoop.
I'm sorry, what did you just say before
Face
Garden?
your fear!
They don't have anything inside of gardens.
No, I thought you said Olive Garden. I was very confused.
That sounds good right now, though.
All right, elbow getting taken out just through the smoke. A lot of shots getting hit. Hijinks and Jeffy will both go down. Muso's here to try and get a trade. Hecky's got another one here. This is a really big advantage for Mount St. Mary's. 5 on the count. They know both are sitting on the site. Just 2 left for Harrisburg. Ian was really good last week. Shadow's
No
been really
way.
good too. Akrios is in the right place at the right time and can get both. He does. Ian and Shadow go down. Mount St. Mary's first on the board.
By the way, Ian almost turned around at the perfect time. If
Oh, yeah.
Akrios turns around or swings that a second earlier, maybe 2, this is a completely different round because Ian finds that kill and Shadow is still sitting in cubby. So you would have had one known player Gardens, but the other one may not have been seen, but certainly would have at least been noted. It would have been a 2v4 rather than what almost certainly would have been 1v5, and you're still looking the wrong way. Great play from Mount St. Mary's. They didn't rush that one. That was the important part. They didn't put themselves all into the same position. They didn't rush it. They realized, hey, we've got like 3 flankers walking in. Maybe we should give them a few seconds to get into position. And it worked. Magic.
We just need to see that more. In the 3 rounds left for Mount St. Mary's, they do that. Prowler's going to go through, Dizzy through as well. That's a pull. He's going to follow it up with anything. There is paint shells now very late in there. But Akrios is going to take so much damage.
Oh?
Jeffy's going to walk through.
What? Rafe just
He just
swings that
walked.
through the smoke and
Yeah.
won the fight. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
He's just better. He's just better than Jeffy. Right now in that position as we speak. I'm just going to try and clear some people out. Knows Akrios should be here on the right. Can't get the kill, though.
Go get him.
I think Huso's just trying to keep teleporter access for a minute. They should know that there's at least one that around teleporter. Maybe not in TP proper, but definitely around it.
That's so much information for Mount St. Mary's. The teleporter door still being open, the fact that it's closed 2 or 3 times. Yeah, you've done some damage. Akiros is at 50, still got Wraith who's low, and for some reason he's still here.
Okay,
Make it 2 for
Huso.
Huso, and you go from a 3v5 to a
30
3v3.
seconds left.
Mount St. Mary's just should not be taking those fights. That is where you take your advantage and you walk away.
One enemy
Kill,
remaining.
2 kills. Shadow and Huso making sure to push this forward. And for a round that looked like it was doomed for a while for Harrisburg University, Hecky is the only one left for Mount St. Mary's with just 8 health. Shadow taking him out to end it. 9-1, 2 rounds left in this half.
I would just like to readdress the fact that that was a 3v5, and they won it in a 3v0. Nobody died from that point onward. Huso found 3 or 4 kills, and the fact that you continue to give Mount St. Mary's not even the time of day, but more and more fights. And again, you introduce your low HP players first. Yeah, they were both headshots, so it really didn't matter. But still, why? It's just the principle of the matter. And that's where Mount St. Mary's, they had every advantage feasible to them, apart from the HP on those 2 players, and they just don't take full advantage of it. And now, just a walk into sight. Harrisburg
This is quick.
basically has all of sight, and they've segregated the front and back of sight. They've had a player teleport, and they know Showers is occupied. Should be a kill. Huso missed. What?
Huso does, you know, last round Huso's a god. He can get 3 kills in the round.
One
Hijinks
enemy
this round
remaining.
will be the guy. 3 kill. Right there. And Hecky's been in this spot like 2 or 3 times now. Just sitting in the back of this A site. Not able to get anything. 1v a lot. We'll take Ian to start. That's a Vandal. It's a little bit of an upgrade here. Everyone on Harrisburg knows exactly where he is. Not being particularly quiet about all of this. Does get 1 more. I don't know how much that really matters. We're going in the last round. You're buying regardless. Plenty of economy for
Last
Harrisburg
round
here.
in the half.
I didn't shoot between them, but I call what he just did in the 1v2 goal posting, where you realize, hey, one person's over here, the other person's over here, and you don't decide which one you're either A, going to shoot at, or you shoot between both of them.
Yeah.
You shoot between the goalposts when you
Shoot
actually want to
between
hit
the
the
uprights.
goalposts. Yeah. It's contrary to most kickers in the NFL.
Yeah,
But
no, if you're in the NFL,
you want to hit the
wanna
goalposts in 1v2. You do not want to hit the goalposts if you are...
Or if you're
in the-
playing, or if you're doing that weird thing in soccer where you are trying to hit the edge of the net thing.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
I don't know what I'm talking about with soccer. This
What?
is
We'll come back to
okay.
that.
Sure. You know what? That tracks. I'd just like to note that Cypher is still in the back of this B side. They're clearing it out now. Uso's going to take this kill against. Okay,
Bro.
Jeffy.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh, and no. Shadow
Oh.
baited Jeffy, or used Jeffy as bait.
Oh,
All right,
my.
Incis in a 1v5. I think we've all accepted the fact that he's not going to win this. It's just a matter of how he dies. He gets dizzy, he walks into the smoke, he's going to get
Yeah.
knifed.
Oh.
Okay, hilarity. Now, what were you talking about soccer?
Okay, have you never seen the videos of them like
Switching
trying
sides.
to like hit the crossbar and stuff?
Oh, you were talking about the crossbar challenge. Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
but there's also uprights on the side where they try and hit it too.
Yeah, like
There.
toast.
That's-
You don't
yeah, that's
really
a
wanna-
thing.
The cool
But
thing
not
is
in a
hitting the
real
crossbar.
game, but in
Yeah,
like the
okay.
in the practicey things.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Crossbar challenge.
Yeah.
was-
Also, the
I thought
tripwire
so.
setup on this B site. Did you saw Uso just jump over that?
Yeah, I mean, you got hops when you're raised. It kind of
You
helps
just-
when you've got small blast packs.
I have never seen that as a tripwire setup.
It's
that
really
like a
good because
little
it clears the default plant position on the side of tube from both main and hookah. It's actually a really good setup.
Like that.
Stim beacon
I
down.
will not be using it, but I do like it.
Huso just gets jumped into.
It's even trades right
down
now.
A.
Snaps is the one up close here.
Enemy down.
What?
Jeffy will grab it onto Snaps.
Poison's
3v2. We've seen both teams
Got
win
spiked.
both of these.
Last
Oh,
player
but there's a lot of
standing.
players right there. Wraith is able to get 2. It's all left onto Hijinks now.
No
Does he
way.
have any more surprises left?
No way.
On the flank. No way.
It's over. He's won this. I'm calling it right now. It's over. They have no way they're gonna turn. There's no way they're gonna turn around. They've taken
Just-
so long. They're thinking
Jinx-
everything's behind us
Hijinks
is
just
closed.
needs to not pick up a weapon.
Don't goalpost. Don't goalpost.
Oh,
enemy
no!
remaining.
Oh,
Headshot!
he got it! He still got it! He still got it!
Oh my goodness
That's why they
gracious.
put me
Hecky
in
and Wraith
charge.
took a calendar year to walk in and out of showers.
Match
They never
point.
actually left showers, and Hijinks had enough time to jump behind them, figure out who he wanted to shoot at, then do his taxes, and then he finally initiated a fight.
You can tell that we're American because of the tax comment. Yeah. Insane that he also almost doesn't get that, right? There is a world right there where one of them turns around and gets it. The double dink with the classic to not get the kill is brutal.
That's story of my life right there.
Except you don't get both those kills.
No, I get one of those kills after headshotting one of them. Always happens. Hijinks just ran away from this, by the way. What a play.
You don't want to deal with a double range, double bomb pack raise with a Bucky. Get away.
Wingman was shot, by the way. No plant just yet. Great positional awareness from Shadow. And they've kind of shut down site control now. They've got one extra player in showers. They have another person on the outside of it because they just took teleporter. So Mount St. Mary's has the entirety of A site, and they can't do a damn thing with it.
They're going to start looking at the plant, and it won't go through. Just a little bit of a tap. Ions on this flank right here. It's just going to run right past Hecky, who's got the stinger, and they're going right onto this B site.
Spike down B.
But Jeffy has learned. There's been some learning between the two halves because Jeffy did not leave this site alone. He's still one player left. He won't be able to get another kill, but he's got one to start. Acreos and Instra both have their own, but it lets Shadow get into the site. Guardian going strong on at least one. Trying to spam through the wall. Does grab Acreos and is just Hecky. This Bulldog left over. Can you just stick this?
That's round.
No,
you can't shoot. Yeah, you can't shoot that through the wall, at least not for any level of success. And it's 13-1 because you basically ninja a defuse while Heiki was so distracted with a jumping player in front of the hookah window and obviously the haunt that was just thrown at his back. It's the game of distractions, and it worked perfectly in Harrisburg's favor.
So, I don't think we need to talk about what Harrisburg needs to do on game 2 to confirm the win. The answer is do exactly what you did right here. You're going to your map pick. Is there anything Mount St. Mary University can do to try and get some more rounds here, to try and get a map win?
Lower variance plays. That was the thing I was talking about earlier. When you have an advantage, it is not easy to come by an advantage when you are playing teams like Columbia College, like Harrisburg University. When you find them, because your individual players are mechanically gifted, we've seen that thus far, take advantage of it. Don't say, hey, mechanically gifted players, let's take the advantage that you just worked really hard to gain and throw it away like I was taking out the trash last night. Please play to your strengths. Play to the facts when you gain advantages. Don't just toss them away like they're unwanted garbage because, I mean, there are 3 rounds there where I'm thinking Mount St. Mary's has a very good shot at winning, if not 4 or 5. And they're like, yeah, no worries. We don't want them.
It really did feel like Mount St. Mary's was able to get early picks, but they couldn't get anything past that. They were able to get the advantage. There were at least 2 or 3 rounds there where there was a 2v5, a 3v5, a 2v4 in the favor of Mount St. Mary. And they just got out clutched. And if that happens once or twice, hey, good on them. That's now clutch. Yeah. But when it happens over and over again, it's a problem with how you're playing the game on the Mount St. Mary side. We're going to throw to a quick break. We will be back with map 2, Sunsets, between Harrisburg University Storm and Mount St. Mary University. Welcome, everyone. We are back with the Unified Collegiate League 2024 fall season. I'm still Mechatronic. This is still Time to Light. And it is 8:39 on the East Coast. And the reason I bring that up is because the sun has already set in the world, but it's just starting to set in Valorant. Because we're going to sunset the map.
I feel like you could have brought up like Mountain Time.
I probably could have.
The sun's about to set in like the eastern part of Mountain Time, but I mean, I don't know how quickly it's going to set on this series. This best of 3, I don't know how long it'll last. We already saw map 1 come and go, 13-1 in favor of Harrisburg University, and it wasn't even their map pick. I said this at the beginning of the series. I will say it once more. Harrisburg, they picked Sunset. If Mount St. Mary's didn't do well on Bind or didn't win it, we were not going to see Abyss. I don't think we're going to see Abyss. It's just a matter at this point of how long are we going to see Sunset.
Yo, Hecky, I see this hover from you, man.
Jeez.
I'm here for it. I know to not get baited by hovers, but like, if someone wants to pull a Vise out, I'm here.
I'm also going to have to figure out how Vise is going to work in some metas because I have not seen all that much Vise. I'm going to be
no Vise is it. I haven't seen much Vise in playing the game either, but it doesn't look like right now we're going to see a Vise tonight.
That's
I don't know.
If you're going to test anything, now's the time for Harrisburg, right?
Actually, for Mount St. Mary's too. If you really don't think you're going to win this map and you just want to kind of do some limit testing against a real good team, now's the time to do it.
Okay, so I brought this up last map. I will bring it up again. Most common agent composition is Breach, Omen, Cypher, Sova, Neon. So
wow, that's exactly the Mount St. Mary's composition.
I think that's the
Harrisburg composition. It's totally not flipped at the top.
Yeah, we'll swap that in a second. That's just our broadcast overlay.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
But
both teams have roughly the same comp here.
Yeah, only swap out is what? The Omen? No, Omen's the same. Cypher is
the same. Raise for a Sova.
That's what I was looking for. It was almost there.
The double duelist.
Not abnormal on either side. I think the Mount St. Mary's composition is the 4th most common. It's 5% or picked 5% of the time. For Harrisburg, it is the most common. Is picked 22.3% of the time. They also have the 4 of the 5 most commonly picked agents individually. Yeah. Oh no, all 5. I lied. Last time it was 4 of the 5. For Mount St. Mary's, it's 4 of the 5. Raise is number 6.
Again, that's a lot of numbers, Magic Man.
Yeah, I know. That's why I only bring them up at the beginning of the broadcast or beginning of each map, so we don't have to think about it all that much.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
All right, map 2 number started. Map 2 about to start. Let's see if Mount St. Mary can get a win here, can get to a little bit better than they did on the last map against Harrisburg University. They are starting on the defense, and Harrisburg University already has the ace up.
They're forcing everything out as well. Great aftershock forces the Cypher to look the opposite direction. Huso misses the broad side of the barn, much less the outline of the Cypher. And it's still going for this, I might add. There are 2 more players here. It's not like they're unoccupied there, Huso. And they're still sending it. It's a W key for Harrisburg. Problem is, they've given up the site. They could go for a defuse here, and Mount St. Mary's is going to do so. That's the round. What are Harrisburg doing?
That's a smidge of ego right there, I'm thinking, from the Harrisburg University side. Okay, maybe a healthy helping of ego.
That's like 3 days meals worth of ego right there. 7,000 calories of ego.
I was gonna say it's past your daily nutritional value of ego.
Yeah.
You have too much sodium, you can have too much ego in your healthy diet there.
Wow, that was... I mean, it's like, hey, let's just keep throwing bodies at the problem. And then when we realize that's not working, let's keep trying to patch the bullet wounds with band-aids or other people.
Okay, Acreos. All right, so 2 kills early for Mount St. Mary's. They will get traded. Acreos will go down as well. Hijinks grabs another one to snaps. They're starting to take mid, like, very hard.
Destroyed.
Ian's going to go around this corner. We'll get a pick. Shadow will go down. So we'll take their own pick onto Hecky. So it's a 2v2 to start this round off. Once we've got past the beginning pleasantries here, will be Harrisburg.
They've gotten A again.
Yeah, they've gotten A for Well, you can't say for free this time because there's been 3 kills on
True.
both sides, but for as free as you're gonna get it in a 2v2.
And the question is, how does Mount St. Mary's try to approach this? Are they even going to approach this? Look how slowly they're trying to take the backside of defender spot. It just looks like they're saving, and they really don't have the guns that you'd think, oh yeah, I want to save these for next round. It's just not going to work for them.
Cover going out.
I mean, we see the start of a push here, right? Insta right here with the Omen smoke. Dark cover going out. They're going to try and clear the back of the box. They see the spikes. Spike's not in a totally normal place either. Hijinks has got some shots through this dark cover too.
Last player standing. One enemy
Just
remaining.
playing for time here. Nicely done by Hijinks to just make sure that this spike does not get defused. Right click through the smoke. It will be a Harrisburg University round, but it's low econ for everyone involved.
Everybody kind of dropping out in terms of money / weaponry / now abilities. Harrisburg having to go, sure, Vandals / Phantoms, but lower shields and even lower primary firearms. Ian goes just for the Bulldog. Yeah, they'll have a little bit more abilities in their back pocket. Sure, they'll have full shields. But for Mount St. Mary's, what is that? A Sheriff, a Stinger, and 3 Classics. Not a heck of a lot purchased on their side.
Yeah, not a ton in there. Be a kill. No.
What?
Hecky will get Huzo just through the cyber gauge.
Like the 3rd time, by the way.
But this is the A site again.
Here. This time it's their primary mode again. They go A, sometimes B, and then back to A, and then A again.
They're just trying to lock this down. So Neural Theft will come out. Will be the start of what looks to try and be a retake here for Mount St. Mary's. One will get caught in the trap wire. One will go down. Snaps will go down through the start cover just because of the ping from the tripwire.
Got more things to say. Walk to Hijinks. Great first, maybe a second, but they're still sticking it. Wraith needs to be shut down and just barely is. Jeffy, good swing, good spatial awareness to understand, wait, I heard somebody tap it, and it totally wasn't the 2 people I just saw. That could have been very bad. Mount St. Mary's almost did the bait and switch with 2 players face-checking a smoke, but Harrisburg duly dealt with it, only barely.
Two to 1 right now, Harrisburg. They lost the first round because of ego, but it's kind of been tamed back a little bit in the last couple of rounds. As they've tried to dominate this A site, but it looks early like this could be a B site domination. Neon's just going to sprint down to start.
It seems like both of these teams are like, we don't really want to play Sunset all that much. Let's try and get it over with as soon as humanly possible.
Harrisburg
on
picked
both
this
sides. Yeah. And even Harrisburg's like, wait, we want to rush every round. We don't want to be here for all that.
I think Harrisburg just kind of saw the last game where they went 13-1 and kind of just assumed that they could run over Mount St. Mary's here. And it's looking like, well, that may not be totally the case, but these rounds are a little bit closer than expected. Wraith is sitting in this dark cover. Once this dark cover fades, it could be really bad for one of the Harrisburg members, but Insta's going to go down quickly. This is where Wraith should know to activate, but he's just going to have to pull back. He's got no vision in front of him. And Huso, yet again, has the A site.
You know, as soon as Wraith is smoked off there, how in the world the Omen isn't staring at mid is beyond me. But that should have been either watched by him, watched by the camera they had sitting at the top of the watchtower there. Somebody should have had at least one eye, if not multiple, on that position. Sure, Mount St. Mary's can try and speed through a retake here, but we've talked about this. They don't have the greatest of weaponry. They don't have the best of abilities. And more importantly, they're getting flanked themselves. Even if they walk through defender spawn with some level of expeditiousness, it's not going to work all that well for him. Wraith finds one, but all this is doing is setting up for Ian, who's flanking behind. He may not even have to be activated, but as soon as he is, Heroes goes down. Great setup again for Harrisburg University. Jeff B with a 3K, and Harrisburg with their third.
Revealing area.
It feels, other than that little spout of ego at the beginning of this half in that pistol round, Harrisburg University has tightened it up in these last 3 rounds, made sure that they're taking the advantage duels where they need to. You saw that they took so much space on top mid here. And they're probably just going to do it right again here, is try and take a lot of space on mid.
Blame them, especially considering we're seeing everything start to work in their favor. Now, weaponry, make it abilities, combine that with the fact they're playing together a lot more than just Huso taking individual fights 3 or 4 times. And look, he's just sprinting through mid again because He just stunned himself, the relay bro.
Yeah, he did just stun himself.
That's
I was trying to figure out where the enemy Neon was to see. Oh, maybe he didn't stun himself. Maybe it was a great now.
Unless there are lineups for relay bolts from A main.
Are there?
I don't think there are.
I don't think there are.
No.
I didn't even think that there were lineups for relay bolts.
If you really thought about it, you probably could, but I don't think it would be worth.
They don't seem that useful.
No.
Well, they don't instantly have the A site. I will give them. I will give the Mount St. Mary's squad some props on that. There's not an instant takeover here. Cyber Cage will be used to try and get some speed, some sight into elbow. They're having to use a lot of utility here, right? They use the Cyber Cage, they use the Flashpoint, they're using stuff. But they get the sight, it's all worth it.
You just saw a shoulder, and that pain shell's really only going to slow things down and maybe do a little bit of damage. Huso decided to sit inside of it. And they've got a couple bits of utility put around this corner. Great paranoia, but an even better swing back the opposite direction. Huso's like, hey, I'll take a 2-for-1 deal any day of the week. Doesn't matter what store I'm getting it from, especially if that is named the Mount St. Mary's Defense. Wraith is going to try and combine with their Neon of Akira's over towards main, but Akira's poorly timed on the kill, and that's the round. It's just a matter of how deadly it ends up being for Wraith, and if he finds a kill, and he's getting oh no.
Oh no, they're knifing already. It took them a whole half to knife last game.
Yeah, it was like the very end of the first half as well. This time it took 5 rounds.
Yeah. Okay, so that ego that I said that maybe had gone away. No, it hasn't gone away.
Nope.
It's
Hey,
right
well, this
here.
time was a little bit more justified. They were in a 4v1 on a player with a stinger, so it kind of made sense, but still.
What can
It's
Mount
still.
Go, go, go.
What can Mount St. Mary's do to turn their tide here? There's no way, right?
He's got the overdrive. He's using the
Oh my
overdrive to
God.
nullify the fact he was just stunned by the relay bolt, and it's working.
exactly.
Please get a second. Please get a second. No, Heiki headshots him.
Cage
Overdrive
three.
isn't good for one-shot kills.
Unironically, if
Why
he just had the
destroyed?
Bucky out, he would have
I
gotten
must
that
wait a
kill.
moment.
Probably, actually.
Spike planted.
He's
No
been
Heiki's
spotted.
here.
Yeah.
No way.
Okay, just walk
enemy
up,
remaining.
boom, boom, hijinks with 2. Wraith will get the trade, but it's a 3v1. We've seen Wraith in these situations before, and I don't think he's won a single one of them tonight. He tried to last game. He was definitely in a 3-on-1 a couple of times. After shock, will concuss immediately. Okay, sure.
Shadow
Nice
shot
kill
a
on
knife him again.
Shadow. Jeffy's taking the game a little more seriously. We'll take Wraith down. 5-1 right now, Harrisburg University.
So, questions across the board for Mount St. Mary's. It's really how do you solve the problems of Huso running in and everybody picking up the pieces when he has problems. This is more of a statement, I feel. Mount St. Mary's is not getting as many early round advantages as they'd like. But sure, it's still Harrisburg showing we are 4-1 with only a loss to
I'm
Collegiate.
outta here.
And I feel like that's going to continue. It would be
Go, go,
more
go.
individual heroics for Mount St. Mary's required to win this, and they're trying for it. It's a rush of A main on both sides. Huso runs in while blind,
How is
and
Huso
it
not
works!
dead?
How?
Shortcut. Shock it.
I don't like this
Huso's
game.
has plot.
I'm outta here.
That's the only explanation I have. Huso just gets more.
Insta finds
Last
2 with a
player
sheriff, and
standing.
now he's being knifed by Huso,
Planted.
who just runs in
my ultimate
with
is
the
ready.
speed equipped, basically flying in his shoes.
Everyone hiding.
But now they've given Heiki an opportunity to clutch this. He's thrown down the information for the neural theft. He's walked through his own cyber cage. And
remaining.
his problem is he's taken 2 fights at the same time. I don't care how good you are, you're not winning those every day of the week. He doesn't. Ian shuts down the clutch attempt, but that was a little dangerous for a second for Harrisburg, despite the fact that everything happened that shouldn't have.
I'm still looking at Huso and how he just kind of sprinted in
This goes
when
here.
there was no vision for him. And we're not talking like League of Legends no vision, like there's not a ward somewhere.
Gotta go.
He literally could not see anything and still managed to get a kill and survive.
Go, go,
Huso's
go.
on something
Story
in this
of my
game.
life.
I know he
I'll
doesn't
show
have the
them.
most amount of kills or
Les
anything,
picayo.
but he has just continuously made space for the Harrisburg University team, and that's all you can really ask of a Neon.
I'm out of here.
Rushing it, rolling thunder. Akiros goes down, almost a second. There's Shadow
I'm
making
sorry.
3, and that's basically the round. 4 versus 2. Harrisburg does not throw away player advantages unless they're in pistol rounds and trying to have way too much fun with it. And that should continue into this round. Rotation onto the less defended site, technically. And yeah, that should be just about all she wrote. Ian does die there, surprisingly. And
Wraith?
somehow Wraith isn't
Planted.
cleared from a position that was routinely played, I might add. Huh?
One enemy remaining.
Okay, sure. That is one of those rounds right there that I'd love to have like a telestrator for, to explain what happened there with Shadow and how he was able to just walk up the backside of mid there and get 3 kills in a row.
I also feel very bad for Mount St. Mary's. They had perfect positioning, and Wraith is like, hey, I've got Rolling Thunder. It's a really expensive ultimate. Let me use it. And as soon as he does, Aftershock is used directly in his face,
Go, go,
and he
go.
gets just stunned out and can't do anything. And then he's flashed, and then he's killed, and then his teammates killed, and the round ends. Harrisburg almost lost that 4v2, and yet Mount St. Mary's, just because of timing alone, and a little bit of gunfire, sure, had it just torn away from them.
So I do like this. This is a different look for Mount St. Mary's here. They push really deep into mid. And they've got a lot of people here sitting here in Boba. They know there's people sitting here in Boba. Hijix just goes through the wall anyway, gets killed by the clone.
Go get him.
Huso isn't going to be cleared. Nobody thinks about it. Actually, wait a second. Snap
They
somehow
thought-
does, and still gets killed from Ian, who's sitting on the opposite side of mid and shooting through the door.
One enemy.
There goes Huso. He
Uh,
finds 2 somehow, and is running through cages with his hands
Gotta go.
flying in
Round's
every
ready.
direction. Finally, he equips his gun and finds a headshot.
I wish we had like caster cams up the entire series for that right there, because you could just see how absolutely dumbfounded I was.
Befuddled. Mechatronic befuddled. We should make that an emote here at Unify.
Gotta go.
Because
I probably
it would,
have one that we can make into it already.
it would probably apply.
I'm out of here.
Just,
Not supposed to happen.
I'm sorry, how does Huso get anything there? Much less 3 kills.
Needless to
I'm
say,
outta here.
not supposed to happen. Somehow still does, and it's
Here we
8-1.
go.
Harrisburg University are giving absolutely nothing over for free. They've already taken the entirety of the A site, and Heike has no way in because there's just smoke in his face. Huso pressed X, or whatever it's bound to for him, and is already sitting in Defender spawn, and nobody's doing anything about it. And then he forgets
Oh
that
my
Defender spawn
goodness.
could still be occupied. That's the second time that's happened.
It's ego from Huso here. Ian's able to get in one trade onto Insta, but it's just a 3v3 right now. So they took this great advantage they had. They've thrown it away a little bit, and they're going to try and see can they force it and get it back. Just 2 HP onto Ian.
He's the bait. Oh, and it's gonna work because they have the recon, and they could play it around the corner through the wall at least. They may go for it.
remaining.
Jeffy in a perfect
Oh
position
my
to deal with
God.
this, and now they can bait it back the opposite direction. There's Ian jumping, hey, look at me, and jumping right click because the classic is still objectively broken. Somehow works. Harrisburg win again.
So remember I said there was plot armor for Huso?
Everybody has plot armor on Harrisburg.
There's plot armor.
You know, gross is a very accurate way of putting things, I think. My girlfriend likes to say grody. That's just grody.
Grody's a good word. Grody's a
Yeah.
good word.
Let's go.
That's what this entire series has been, I feel. Just grody.
It's super interesting because if you look at the scoreboard and you just go based on kills.
But
Gotta
Oh,
go.
I'm sorry. Huso, what are you doing there, man?
he was behind Akiros, and Akiros had no idea, by the way.
Yeah.
There.
If you just go look at the scoreboard and go based on kills, you actually see this, like, not a close game, but it's definitely a Harrisburg game, but not by
Last
this
player
much.
standing.
What is Jeffy doing?
Huh? He's got 4! They did the exact same thing. Hey, send one person to the lower side of mid, just so
Last
everybody's
round
looking in
before
opposite
the switch.
direction, and it works. That's the 3rd time they've put somebody in that general spot, and it started working in their favor. It's just not supposed to happen, and it continues to happen.
This
Okay,
may have been, this may be the most disjointed cast I've done in a while, because there's just so much going on.
So, let's see, we started round 1 of map 1 at like, what, 7:05 maybe, Central Time?
Yeah.
Gotta go.
We've played almost a round every 2 minutes, including our break and halftime and every round. Huso is just running things down on this map. Realizes, wait, there's a player behind me. Shadow's like, oh, I can deal with that. And now he's running around inside of Boba, and it works. That round maybe lasted 30 seconds, and I think I'm overestimating this.
Gotta go.
I'll be honest,
Switching sides.
I went into
I'm
a
outta here.
spell there for a minute. Like, I saw Huso playing, I saw Huso sprinting, and
I'm
I
outta
just
here.
kind of went into a trance.
Go, go, go.
Yeah, I don't know how to better
Go, go,
describe
go.
that than everybody held W, and it worked perfectly in their favor, and it absolutely should not have. Mount St.
Pistol
Mary's,
around here.
yeah, maybe they win a second pistol. We'll see.
You know, this is the exact same score we went into map 2 with, and I think both of us forgot that it was 12-1 in the next round when Harrisburg ended up winning on that ninja defuse.
Please tell me another ninja happens before time expires.
Oh
on
my
this.
lord.
Before the sun sets on our series. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Somehow
it's okay.
Hijinks is fully blind. Akira's is behind
no,
him, misses almost every shot, and Hijinks finds 2 kills.
Akira, you are not Huso. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's just kind of being proven right
Enemy
now.
remaining.
Okay, bro.
Spike
It's
down.
something.
B.
You are not him, and I feel like that caps off what has been wild. And Hijinks finds a third on right click.
I'm outta
Free
here.
gun, by the way.
Gun
Harrisburg's on match point in an
Match
hour.
Go, go, go. We can all agree losing
Free gun.
sucks. Come on, let's win.
Free gun.
Every single member on Harrisburg University has more frags than every single member on Mount St. Mary's. That was
Need a
not the
drop.
case last game. Ian was 5-7-5,
Go.
sitting at the bottom of the leaderboard across both teams. They've all showed up on this map. Again, Huso's at the bottom. We keep saying Huso's name, and he's at the bottom of the scoreboard for Harrisburg.
Go, go,
So
go.
Agent Select started at 7:08 p.m. Central Time, roundabouts. It is 8:01
Okay, whoa, hold
in
on
our
here.
second map.
Never
but
mind.
No, Hijinks finds 2, one to the other, and that
enemy
should
remaining.
just about
Spike
do it.
down, mid.
I don't know if this series lasted an hour from
Defenders
round 1
win.
up until round 28, because that's all it took. I've seen individual games last longer than this map. I've seen individual games last longer in terms of
I'm sorry.
round count.
The
than this
Valorant game I
series.
played during lunch today lasted longer than this. What?
I just want to. I want everybody to think. Harrisburg University got demolished last week,
They get
and
demolished. They lost 2-1. Wasn't a full demolish.
yeah, but it was to
It was a
Columbia
3
College,
maps.
and 2 of those maps were like not close.
But like this, I don't even know how to explain. Insane. This is just insane.
Speechlessness is not a very good trait for people who are supposed to talk for a living, and here
But-
we
but,
are.
Yeah.
That tells you just about how Harrisburg did today, and I feel like that's a very good way of putting things in a 2-0 that probably will last less time than a Madden game I play later.
It's insane. We are going to jump to a break. We will be back with an interview with one of the members from Harrisburg Storm, and we will see you then.
It's is because he just loves to do the things he does in ranked, and he brought it to the match tonight, and it was a good showing from him.
Thank you for
I
taking
mean,
that question very seriously.
yeah. When you do the things you do between two maps like Bind and Sunset with Raze and Neon, I feel like those two agents on those two maps with their movement abilities, it's kind of like enabling him. Do you guys just like encourage it? It's got to be encouraging, right?
Well, I mean, we had a problem before where he was just like a little too scared, so we just like put him in these situations where he kind of has to use that util and has to like actually run in and like kill them. So, yeah, I think so. I think the characters that he plays enable him to do a lot more than I think that he's aware of because, he is mechanically gifted. He should be able to be put in those spots.
And outside of Huso specifically, I want to talk about you. Double controller role today. It felt like you used the abilities outside of just smokes a lot better than we see sometimes elsewhere. I mean, we had Columbia College on in back-to-back weeks, so we saw a lot of abilities from them. But seeing it from you today, I loved seeing how well you use Paranoia back on Sunset. You guys really set it up as a setup utility instead of having to play with the Initiator. Talk to me about how you guys set up your Sunset setup.
We watch a couple of teams and we just kind of copy what they do, but we also just add our own spin on a couple of things. If we feel like there's a certain play that normally wouldn't work, we would just kind of like improvise and add our own, thing to it. We have some pretty funny names for some of our strats, but that's usually like how we remember a lot of them. But yeah.
Oh, I need to just know like two of the names that are absolutely broadcast appropriate because I know for a fact that half of them
Um,
absolutely are not.
The
we have
silence of
one. um, we have one called Boba and Fun Time, and then that one where I teleport into Boba. I don't know, you guys saw that one, but that one is
Boba and Fun Time.
yeah, Boba and Fun
I thought you
Time.
said Bubba and Fun Time. I'm like, who is Bubba?
Nah, Boba, because the call is called Boba.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I like the insight. Appreciate that, Jinx.
I mean, so you guys played really well in the first game of the series. You played really well in the second game of this series. We watched the game one end with what could almost only be described as a ninja defuse. With Fade just kind of sticking in the corner there, just the very back of the heel showing. Was there any thought from you guys that you may have messed around a little too much in the first map, especially towards the end of the first map, that you weren't going to close out 13-1 or 13-2?
Nah, I mean, we were just so confident that at a certain point, like, we just started calling, like, yo, let's just run at them and knife. So we just
Round
won it
12.
out. Yeah. We were just like, screw it, like, run it down, like, no respect. I literally said in the middle of the game, I'm just like, yeah, let's just, like, we're just better, let's just go.
Feels like you guys brought that energy right into the pistol round of the second map. We saw a little bit of I think we called it ego. You guys may have called it over aggression in the pistol round.
I
Yeah, we were just playing with high confidence, that's all.
All
was
right,
it
and
the famous quote of "There's a fine line between confidence and arrogance." I
And
feel like you
ego,
guys
yeah.
crossed that line by a very large margin in pistol and kind of honed back in the rest of the game.
Yeah, for
la-
sure.
last question from us: is there anything you want to talk to the people who are watching at home, people who've supported the Storm throughout the season so far, or anyone watching?
Um, we got a lot more coming from where we're starting out right here. So just keep watching the streams. We got more coming for you guys.
All right. Thank you, Hijinks. And that's going to wrap it up for us tonight on the Unified Broadcast. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night for Smash. Remember, we're here 5 nights a week, except for next week where we're not here on Wednesday, but that's a separate matter. We're here 5 nights a week for collegiate esports coverage. Smash Crew Battles is tomorrow night. We'll see you then.
It's okay. It's all